Alright, hello everybody. Yes, this is the old set for this review. This will be the last video where you see this set. My audience and I over on RTU Streams, an interim set is going to be Nicolas Cage pillows on the back there instead of those televisions. No, I'm not kidding. Anyway, back to the review. Enjoy it. Leave the comments below. Tell me what you think, because I thought it was a very sexy computer. Hey everybody, Rich of Review Tech USA here, and this is the Minis Forum UM780 XTX. UM780 XTX. You try to say that smoothly. And the review is, I would have sex with this computer. That's the review, that's it. I'm kidding. Here's the intro. Skip it up and that up. Hey everybody, quick shameless plug. If you want to see more of a man, make sure you go to my live stream channel, RTU Streams, and I also produce hip-hop music, yes. You probably think the way I said that you should never check out the channel, but I hear that I'm pretty good, said people. Maybe two. And there's a link to my music channel. Go there. Link below in the description. It's a good time for all. Live streams, shirtless men, beats, and music. You can't lose that way. Anyway, back to the review. I had gotten so fatigued on these mini PCs that it hurt. Every email that I got was, hey, we have a new Ryzen 7 6800U handheld. Hey, we have a new Ryzen 7 7840HS mini PC or gaming PC or 7840U portable device. Another one, another one, another one, another one. And I was just like, no, I don't want any more. They're all the same, basically. And then Minis Forum got to me. They've been good to me before in the past, meaning I've been impressed with their products. By the way, they sent this out to me, the review. This is not a paid video. This is not sponsored by Minis Forum. I'm free to say whatever the hell I want to about this thing. But Minis Forum got to me and I was like, you know what? Fine. They're saying they're pushing more out of the 7840HS processor that's in here than their competitors. And it made me raise an eyebrow. It made me curious. It made me interested. It made me a little suspicious too, because everyone's trying to stand out. There's so many companies making products very...
You blew it.
There's so many companies making products very similar to this, so they're all trying to do something different to stand out. And so did Minis Forum. They did a couple little gimmicks here. I didn't care about either of them, but the computer itself, I like this thing. 120 FPS gaming without a dedicated GPU. Let that sink into your brain. Call of Duty, 120 FPS. You could hate Modern Warfare 3, but games can run at high refresh rates. With the integrated graphics in here, now my dogs are killing each other.
Breasts.
Reviewing technology in the USA, am I right? So here's a quick overview of the specs of this computer. This has the AMD Ryzen 7 7840HS, which has 8 cores and 16 threads, and can boost or turbo boost up to 5.1 gigahertz. The graphics on here are the AMD Radeon 780M, which has 12 compute units. The RAM in here is 32 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM. You could get this from a bare bones kit, and you could actually upgrade the RAM if you want to 96 gigabytes. The storage in here is M.2 2280 PCI 4 SSD. It has 2 slots, so you could put extra storage in here if you want to, or you could actually use one of those PCIe or NVMe slots, excuse me, to use Oculink for an external GPU. We'll talk about that more in a minute. The rear ports on here are dual 2.5 gigabit Ethernet ports. You have 2 USB 3.2 Gen 2 ports, a USB 4 port, HDMI 2.1, which let me play 120 FPS Call of Duty on my big screen TV, and DisplayPort 1.4. In the front here, you have a BIOS reset button, a headphone jack, which also doubles as a microphone input, another USB 4.0 port, which you could also use these if you don't want to have get an Oculink external GPU. You could use the USB 4 ports for another USB 4 or Thunderbolt eGPU. Just make sure it's compatible. You also have 2 more USB-A 3.2 ports in the front. So the I/O on this thing is stacked like my thick ass. So this is what minis form. It looks like an NVMe SSD is what you put in your NVMe slot to enable Oculink. Oculink gives your eGPU, if you have an Oculink compatible external graphics solution, it gives a direct connection to the PCI Express lanes as opposed to going through USB 4.0, which bottlenecks the bandwidth to eGPUs. So for example, with Oculink, you could get a bandwidth of up to 16 gigabytes per second, whereas opposed to USB 4, you could get a bandwidth of up to 5 gigabytes per second. So it's a huge boost in performance. Now, personally, to me, I've used external GPU solutions before. One of the nice things I heard about Oculink is the fact that it's much less buggy. Like, you connect up your graphics card from its external eGPU enclosure, put it to Oculink, and it just works. You just connect it with it powered off, it works. USB 4 and Thunderbolt, I've used before. They're finicky. I've gotten them to work, but it's not as seamless, and I hear Oculink is also much easier to use. But again, if I'm buying a computer like this, I understand it's subjective, and maybe whatever you're doing, your lifestyle, like you're jogging with this thing. However, you use a mini PC may be different, and Oculink may be good for you. Me, I want all the power right in here. If I want to hook up a desktop graphics card, I'll use another solution for that. Now, this has other features that I don't really care about. It comes with a stand, so you could kind of place it vertical. You'll see some B-roll of that right now. And then the top of it, you could put like different designs that will light up and flash different colors. If I was a 15-year-old edgelord, I would care about that. But when you have it vertical, it doesn't really change the footprint of the computer that much with the stand. So I'd rather just have it horizontal and it's so small. It fits in the palm of my hand. I'd rather have it horizontal on my desk, less chance of it, you know, tipping over or getting knocked over, and it doesn't really save any space, or it saves minimal space. And like I said, the lighting on here, who really gives a crap? Maybe someone does, but I don't. So you're gonna see some benchmarks here real quick. Yes, the 780M integrated graphics run fantastic on here. They're using liquid metal to cool the processor, so they could get this to go up to 70 watt TDP, the 7840HS. And you're gonna see it makes a difference, even with regular benchmarks here. Games like Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Gears of War 5, you're gonna get impressive results. But what if I told you, I already kind of did, that you can play games at 120 FPS like Call of Duty and Doom Eternal? That's 120-ish. Not even at the lowest settings, and at 1600 by 900. Because that's what I did, and that's what really blew me away. I could get Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 3, I go to the basic preset, I turn up the textures from very low to low, because very low they look like N64 textures. I could play insane maps like Shipment, I think it's called, Shipyard, whatever. It was Shipmas 24/7 during Christmas. That's when I was using this a lot. And it just stays at 120 FPS, 1600 by 900, not even the lowest settings, locked. And you know what's interesting is, the performance on this was so good that I forgot I was playing on one of these PCs, a mini PC. Like, a lot of times it's always in the back of your mind because of performance limitations. Like, yeah, this is cool for what it is. I didn't feel that with this. I just felt like this was a small gaming computer that was really holding it down. And that was what blew me away. I have used a ton of these PCs, but I've never gotten the performance in gaming like I've gotten out of the Minis Forum Elite Mini UM780 XTX. They gotta come up with better names for these things. I will say that. And then on top of it too, you could go into music production on here, video editing, Photoshop. Now with the integrated graphics that are on a lot of these devices, not just Minis Forum, we're entering a new era where dedicated graphics, there was a lot of times back in the day, even if you were just using Photoshop, even if you were just video editing, you would have to get a dedicated graphics card. It's still ideal, but it's more of an option now than a requirement. And there's a lot of entry-level graphics cards that are no longer going to be made. NVIDIA is kind of stepping out of the entry-level graphics space because the integrated graphics now, even from Intel, are getting so damn good, minus their drivers suck, that an entry-level graphics card is kind of obsolete. Now look, what does the review of this computer boil down to? I'm going to keep it real with you. You could get it bare bones for 480 bucks. If you're just looking to game, Rich, I just want to play Call of Duty yearly and I maybe get 2 or 3 games. I'm just looking to play games and that's it. Get an Xbox Series S. Sometimes they go on sale. They were selling them for ridiculously low prices. I think you could even get them less than $250. If you were just looking to game, yes, this is not what you need. But if you're like Rich, I game on the side, but I'm looking to do more of audio production or audio editing or video editing or Photoshop or things like that, and I also want something to game, yeah, this is definitely an option to look at. But is it a damn good niche product that is very versatile and you get a lot of use out of it when it comes to productivity and entertainment? Yes, I like this thing a lot. It's not for everybody, but this is the best mini PC that I've personally ever laid my hands on. There's a link below in the description if you want to check it out and get one for yourself. It is not an affiliate link. I don't make a penny off of that, but if you want to check it out, there it is. I do strongly recommend the Minis Forum UM780 XTX. This is Rich of Review Tech USA signing out. Have a good one.